So today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do an Instagram, kind of like Instagram makeup artist look. I'm pretty much just going to be doing a look using two palettes. I have one for sure. I'm definitely going to use this one. I'm obsessed with this one. This is the Clarity 21 Mattes palette. If you guys haven't seen this one, you need to hop up on it because it's really, really good. I want to say it was $39, $29, one of those. But this is a palette. It's actually the company that creates these palettes does it because they want to create really good quality products for an affordable price, which in my head, 29, 30 bucks isn't like the most affordable, just being real. I feel like if you want a colorful palette that's super affordable, the NYX one works just as good as this one does. Actually, not as good. I think that the pigmentation in this one is like amazing and the NYX one's like okay. If I'm putting this one on a pedestal next to the other one. Violet Voss, the rainbow palette. I see a lot of people talking about it. It is a rainbow palette. Like everything that you see is rainbow. But these colors, they're very, very good, not only as just like one swipe shadows, but also too layered on top of color. Look at this. It's a very metallic shade. I'm going to swatch it for you guys. I'm going to take Fiji and Seafoam and I'm going to swatch those two. So when you put these on the skin, excuse the nails. When you put them on the skin, they are very metallic, and for price point, I feel like it's a really good palette. Jump off the camera, I'm going to do one eye, and then I'm going to come back and teach you guys the other eye. So I'm going to try that out and see how that works. Typically I do both, but we're going to swap it up. Let me... There we go. Up. Focus. There we go. Why are you so low? There we go. She's working. Okay, so whenever I do looks like this, typically I go for a concealer that's like thick and tacky. I want something, unlike a pot, pots are very more so creamy, so they're not really going to work as well as something like this would. This is the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and recently I've been using porcelain. Just depending on the look that you're going to do, I would definitely recommend like a white base or something like this, especially if you're like medium to deep skin tone. If you're very pale, I would use the white one, and if you're very deep in skin tone, I would use more so like a beige, just so this way it doesn't look too white against your skin. So porcelain works really, really good on my skin, so I'm going to use this. Typically all I do is I'll squeeze it out and I'll literally just kind of make lines like that on my eye, and then from there all I do is I will go in there and I'll start to separate it, just kind of like evenly spread it out on the lid. That's gonna take about a good minute. You can do this with your finger too. A lot of people find this unnecessary. I find it unnecessary too, but I think that it really picks up the pigment a whole lot better than just doing like a thin wash of primer. I'm gonna take my sponge and I'm just going to press it. The reason I do this part of the look is because I want to kind of make sure that it's not too cakey, because if I have it cakey in this area over here and it's super thin out in this area, it's not going to stick and it's not going to look as even. The main part of this is that you want the whole eye to look even and not patchy. Dip into Phantom and Ancient, which are these two right here. This more sky blue, and then this deeper tone blue. The funny thing about this blue is that it looks like navy blue, but once you swatch it, it gets more like, I don't even know, like a deeper shade of this color. So I really like that color. So pretty much when I do this, all I do is, I hate to bend my palettes because I hate that. I'll just kind of dip into this twice, dip into this twice, dip into this twice, dip into this twice, tap off. So where I'm going to focus this more so is going to be in my crease. So your crease is right here. This line that you get whenever you open your eyes or you look straight, that's the crease line. So I'm going to take it above the crease line, and I like to just kind of pat it down first. Just like this. And especially when I'm doing a look like this, I like to kind of build it in layers, because if I go in hardcore, it's not going to be the same. So now this is when I can build it up a little bit more. So just like this. I'm taking it from corner to corner and forth. I kind of want to get it to about this much like opacity. And then from there, I'm going to dip into Ancient on a, this isn't like named. These are my favorite brushes too, by the way. So I don't know where I got these from. I literally don't remember, and every time I look them up, I can't find them. So when these brushes go missing or break, I'm gonna cry and my life's gonna be over. But all I'm doing is I'm taking it on this kind of more wider crease brush, and I'm going to literally just hit right up here. You're hitting right above where we just deposited that color. And the reason we're doing this is because we want the blue to kind of whisper itself out like on this side. So we're lightly just gonna blend just like this. I'm just lightly diffusing the color onto the eye right there. So from here, what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna add any color. I'm gonna go into a fluffy brush, and this is actually more like a dense fluffy brush. And all I'm gonna do is just take the brush as is, and I'm just going to smooth it out over that. What that does is it diffuses the lines so it doesn't look like dark color, light color skin. It's gonna smooth it out so it looks all even. Just like that. So from there, what I do, I'm relying on this same brush because I really like this brush. I'm going to dip into Ego and Lumbia, however you say that. The hot pink and the deep purple. And same thing I did with both blues. I'm just going to dip into this one, dip into this one, dip into this one, dip into this one. Just like that. So for this eye, what I did was I kind of kept it a little bit more tapered. So the way that I did that was I kind of just laid the brush on its side, and I kind of just blended it. When you do this, you're going to end up with a more kind of cat eye shape. It's like this. And you can take it out as far as you want to, because we're going to clean it up with a makeup wipe anyways. So if you use tape or you need like a guide, feel free. So I'm going to take Alexi and Lumbia. So this lighter purple, well, that's not the color. This lighter purple and this hot pink. I feel like I don't need to show you guys this because I keep showing you that I'm doing the same thing, but I'm literally doing the same thing. Mixed, and I'm going to just diffuse that purple. Just like this. So same thing, holding the very end of the brush, just letting the color kind of just buff onto the skin. Not trying to do anything too crazy, not trying to add too much color. I just want a light wash. And then from there, what I'm going to do, so on this eye, I can kind of see I took the blue up a little higher. So I'm going to take the blue up higher on this side. So I'm just going to mix Enchant and Phantom again. Tap off, and then just kind of just like that. Just so this way it's even. Perfect. So I always recommend, if you ever go to like Ross or Marshall's or anything like that, look out for the brushes, because you'll find some really good ass brushes in stores like that. This just so happened to be one of the brushes that I found. I don't remember what the brand is because it doesn't say. All it says is crease. But this damn well right is a crease brush. The crease line's right here. Where I would naturally want to put the color or the concealer is right here, but I'm going to take it above that. So I'm just going to kind of go above my crease, just like that. So once I have that down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack on more concealer, and I'm just going to start filling in where I put the shape. So just like this. When it comes to right around here, I like to just bring the brush straight like this, and I'll just lightly flick it out. So after I do that, just fill in everything else. A lot of the times people won't show you how they fix if they go too high. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Enchant and Phantom again, the two blues. And right here you can see it's a little bit higher than it is on this side. I'm going to take the brush. I'm using a small pencil bullet brush, and I'm just going to hold it straight like this and kind of just fix that concealer line. It'll put the color down on top of that concealer so it looks dark, but you see how it smoothed it out? Foam and Pearl. Pearl looks like it's an icy white shadow, but when it's in the light, it gets a little bit more gold, and that's what I really like about that color. So I'm going to take this flat brush, I'm going to dip into Seafoam, and I'm going to just pack that right here. Middle of the crease that we made. So I'm going to take Pearl on the brush, I'm just going to set it right on top. Something you can also do if you notice that, like, say you're using a shimmer and you notice it's not laying as well as you know it should, I always like to use my fingers, just because your fingers naturally produce oil, and that oil will kind of smooth out the pigment. So like right here, you can't tell, but right here it's not sticking, like in that center part. So I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to apply it right on top. Just like that. And now I can go back in with the Seafoam color on the brush that we had, and I can just lay that right on top. So this way they're connected. Dip back into Clarity, and I'm going to just lightly dip into Disturbia, which is this black color. And I'm lightly, after that, just going to dip back into Ego. I want the colors to balance out, so I just dipped in twice. And all I'm going to do is just place that on the outer corner right there. So now it's more of an eggplant purple versus just being like black and purple. I'm just going to take Ego and go right on top of it. If you notice too, on this side, I kind of have like so I have my wing, and then this comes to a point, and then the whole shadow comes to a point. So to do that, I'm going to go back in with my, the Seafoam brush, and I'm just going to lightly bring it out a little bit more. So just like that. We want the color to be there, but not too crazy. So now I'm going to go back into Lumbia and Ego together, which is the hot pink and the dark purple. And I'm going to just press that on top. All this does is it masks the fact that there was a black and a purple. And while I do that, I'm going to slightly start edging right here along the line where I want that cut. Also too, I took it a little bit high, so go back in with this little brush. The little brushes, I swear to God, a lot of people underrate these brushes in sets, but they work and they help you out so much. Just like that. So now that that's at a point, I'm going to do what I did to the other side. So I'm going to take this glitter. This is the Crystal Gunmetal from NYX. It's the Liquid Crystal Body Liner. My eyes are not as sensitive. There's actually a waterproof agent in here that kind of does that sensation that people don't like. So, I mean, to me it doesn't bother me, and it gives me the effect that I want, but if you need a glitter liner, LA Splash makes good glitter liners. Urban Decay makes good glitter liners. A lot of brands do it. I know LA Colors has glitter liners. You kind of just have to look out for the ones that are going to work for you. So the main reason I'm doing this in silver is because it goes with everything and it just balances out. And little denim dress. These you can actually use for multiple things. I've used it for my brows one time before. I use Soft Spoken to add cream blush if I need to. But all I'm doing is taking a little artsy brush, taking a little palette, and I'm just going to start applying it as liner. One of the things that I do want to note is that this is not an instant matte, so it's not going to completely dry really quick. Also too, because it's a liquid, it's going to kind of not be as opaque as I want. So I'm not even worried about that because I'm just going to set it with eyeshadow. A flat brush, I'm going back in with Enchant, which is the blue, and I'm going to lightly just press on the edge of the brush, so just like that, and I'm just going to start tapping that on the liner. It's just going to set down that lipstick, so it's going to make a really good, like, sandwich of color. Slide on glide on liner, I really recommend this liner. It doesn't tug on your lash line, first and foremost. It feels really comfortable. Second of all, it's really good for tight lining, so especially line the upper waterline. It works for that, but it's a cream kind of kohl liner. So all I do is I'll take it across just like that. You can be messy with it because that's the purpose that we're doing for this look. We want it to be messy because we're going to put color on it. So now that that's there, I'm going to go back into the Clarity palette, and with the same brush that I used to kind of build up the color on the outer corner, I'm going to go back in with Ego, just Ego by itself this time, and I'm just going to kick off everything that's on there and just kind of buff out the liner. And honestly, for this, you totally could have used any color if you wanted to go back in with the blue. I just like the purple a lot, and I feel like it really plays against the blue. So I'm just doing that to add more intensity to the bottom. So now when I look, I have more of a smoky appeal to my eye versus just being like completely blue. It gets a little darker. So now I'm going to go back in with Ego and Lumbia, the pink tone. And the reason I'm doing that is because I really need to lighten up the front part. And then whatever's left on the brush, I'll take just to kind of buff out. And all that it's going to do is add that smoky, sexy look to the eye. So now when I look into the lens, you can see how gentle it looks blended. I'm going to take that brush that I used to buff out the top, and I'm just going to start to do that on the bottom. So I didn't put anything on this brush. I'm literally just letting whatever's left do the work for me. So what I do to one side, I'm going to do to the other. With a look like this, I would definitely recommend a color like this, just because you'd look really psycho if you put blue lipstick. Not judging you. If you want to do it, feel free to. I've done it before. But it doesn't look as eye-catching if everything's just like all colorful. That is the finished look. I am going to take my hair down. Finished look. I hope you guys liked it, and yeah, I hope this helps you guys learn. If you guys want to see more videos like this, or you want to like learn more things, just let me know down below what it is that you want to learn, whether it's like smoky eye, or if you want to learn a more natural version of this, or if you want to learn super like easy on the go fast makeup. I'm down to teach you that too. But yeah, give this video a thumbs up. If you guys aren't already, please subscribe. It helps me grow this channel to reach a whole lot more peoples who want to learn. And yeah, share this video with your friends, family, and anybody else that you want to show. So I hope you guys like this look. I'm going to catch you on the next one. So until then, bye.